Hi, everybody. So this is the third installment of working on the fuel pumps. By this point, I've got the main holes drilled, and I've got the pumps drilled out, and I think I've got the nut plates on, or I'm about to. No, I do. Okay. So what you see here, basically, as I've explained, so to mount these fuel pumps correctly onto the exhaust shroud, I've elected to just put 4 nut plates on and bolt the pumps down to the shroud cover. Not really a big deal. Pretty easy. Once I have the pumps installed at the end, what I will do is just RTV over and around the nut plates. Because, I mean, this is an exhaust area, so you don't want exhaust leakage, which is fine. I understand. Um, the pumps are so large, especially with the fact. So you'll see what I've got planned here. So here I've got. So that's the plate with it on, and those are the nut plates on top, which I'm at. Okay, so I'm actually doing those now. Good. So here I am drilling out the holes for the nut plates with the pumps in place. All right, so there's going to be 4 nut plates, the pumps on top, a protective plate on top of the pumps, and then the pre-filter for the fuel on top of the pumps. Right, so it's wing tanks, fuel selector, pre-filter, through the pumps, through the firewall, uh, post pump filter, and then into the engine. Well, I mean, sort of. Then through a fuel line that goes around the engine and supplies fuel for the electronically controlled fuel injectors. And then the excess fuel that isn't used is worked its way back through the firewall. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. Through a fuel pressure regulator. That will regulate all the pressure through the entire system, right? The pumps only know on and off. They don't know anything else other than, oh, look, I've got 12 volts, I'm running. I mean, you got to have a minimum voltage, but and then I'm running, and I'm just pumping fuel, right? It just has its own system. It's just on or off. You want to regulate it. I'm not. I don't know what the number is offhand. Whatever it is what will make it. So the regulator is the last thing that the fuel will go through back before it goes through the firewall. And then once it's gone through the firewall, it'll pass by these pumps, go back into the fuel selector, and then back into the tanks through the return lines. Got all that? Sound simple enough? So fitting it was a bit of a pain. I had to steal 4 bolts from the club mechanic. I felt a little bit guilty, but in the end, I realized, he's got them. I could order them, and it would take 3 to 4 days, or I could just order a bag at 10. So what I do, look, I take 4 bolts from him, and then I replace them with 10. So he does the return on his investment is great, especially considering he didn't know he was investing anything. There was a little bit of a problem with one of the bolts. I don't know how it happened, but when I was lining up the nut plates, it didn't quite work out. Not when I mean didn't quite work out, I mean by it's misaligned by about 3 micrometers or 3 thousandths of an inch. I mean, it's a minor amount. So what I did was, where that bolt is going through, I just enlarged the hole from the pumps by 3 thousandths of an inch, and it fits perfectly fine. I mean, look, there's going to be washers. So it's a bolt, a washer, then the pumps, then that bolt goes through the pumps, then another washer, and then the shroud, and then it goes into the nut plate. Anyway. Gonna be done soon. We'll be getting back to some regular stuff. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.